In this video, we are going to be comparing my old Samsung television with this brand new TCL QLED TV. And we will be testing out how an older version of Samsung TV will be competing with this new version of the TCL TV. So let's find out. Now I've broken this video down into few categories. First off being the design, then we've got the interface, picture quality, video quality, we've got sound and ports and connected. So first off, let's move ahead and talk about the design. Now talking about the design of the TCL, we've got fairly thin bezels. I mean the screen to body ratio is almost, I think, 99.9%. We've got this beautiful branding of TCL down here with the silver strip. If we check out on the back, the TV is not that slim. I mean on the top it's very slim, but there is a base down there. It's not that slim. It comes with a bracket. It has too much gap with the wall you stick it on. I think they need to close on to this gap as well. Overall, the design is really good. I mean, there is some flaws that need to be fixed, but I definitely like this display. Now let's start off with the design of the Samsung television. The design for the Samsung television is beautiful. I mean, even though this is an older model, I love how the design is. The bezels on this TV are fairly thin. I mean, the screen to body ratio is at max. You've got a nice little Samsung branding down here, a very nice dark gray strip at the bottom. And behind this television, it's really thin and really slim. I mean, with their wall bracket and everything, they've tried to close the gap between the wall and the television. So the design overall is beautiful, and it's very slim from top to bottom. The bezels, amazing. Comparing both the designs, I'm gonna have to give this point to Samsung. Now let's go ahead and talk about the interface and the software. Compared to the Samsung, the TCL is obviously running the Android by Google. This allows a lot more applications to install on the television compared to the Samsung, because the Samsung has its own software. This has more apps, so definitely the software on this TV is better. Now the processor both televisions have, I'm definitely gonna have to give the point to the Samsung. Why? Because I've been using this TV for a few months now, and definitely this TV, it slows down. Obviously when you're running the full HDR video, when you turn this television on, it takes quite a while to connect to the Wi-Fi and set itself up. Most of the times the apps get bugged out as well. We have to go into the apps, we have to force quit, relaunch the apps to make it work again. Samsung does not have this problem. So we're gonna have to give the point to Samsung, but definitely because this is Android, this software is better. TCL only needs to come up with a processor that could support this, make it run a lot more smoother and better. This compared to the TCL is a very basic software. Samsung runs its own software in their television. It's not Android, it's one of their own software. It's very simple. You've got all your apps easily accessible down below. Once you go to the left, you've got your home, your settings. So everything's just few clicks away. Because this does not have the Google Play Store, it does give you lesser apps compared to the TCL, which is running the Android. But one thing where it does take the lead from the TCL is the processor. The processor that Samsung uses, I mean, this television, the moment you turn it on, it's ready to go. It's ready to use. And even if you're playing higher picture quality on this, it's ready to go. Now let's check out which television gives you more ports and more connectivity. Definitely TCL takes the point on this one. Why? Because it's got 3 HDMI ports, all of them is HDMI 2.1, whereas the Samsung we discussed earlier is HDMI 2.0. It makes sense because it's obviously an older model. This has 3 HDMI ports, 2 USB ports, 1 LAN cable connectivity, and a headphone jack, the aux cable. The Bluetooth on this is better for connectivity compared to the Samsung. So overall, the connectivity on this TV is definitely better. Samsung gives you 2 HDMI ports, 1 USB port, a cable connection, and a LAN connection. We don't have a headphone jack, although it does give us the Bluetooth option to connect to speakers, but it's also not that easy accessible. I mean, you have to dig deep into settings to go find it out. But that's how the connectivity is on this TV. Now let's jump into picture quality and video quality and see which one is more crispier. Now obviously this point had to go to the TCL. Obviously this is a newer model, it's QLED, it's better than the Ultra HD Crystal Samsung. We have a reference image right here. I mean, you can check out the greens, you can check out the sharpness. The colors on this television compared to the Samsung are much vibrant, they're much more expressive. I mean, what the blurred vision is blurred. The darker areas we can see in the corner of the screen are dark. We can see how sharp the eye is. Every single patch on the skin of this reptile is visible. It's beautiful. Let's move on to a newer image for more reference. Now here's another image for reference. We've got a darker region of the forest right here. We've got a brighter region of the forest right here. Multiple colors. It's really expressive, really vibrant. Here it's dark like it should be, and perfect picture quality. I'm very happy and satisfied with the perfect picture quality. Now let's go ahead and test out the frames per second and how smooth and buttery the picture runs. Now this television, the TCL, definitely runs on 120 Hz compared to the Samsung, which I think is on 90 Hz. So definitely this is more smooth, more buttery. It's once you see this television go to the Samsung, I mean, it does feel laggy. So overall, we're gonna have to give the point to TCL in terms of picture quality, video quality, and color. Obviously, this is an older model. This is an Ultra HD TV compared to the QLED of TCL. But still, if we pull up this picture, you can see how sharp the greens are. I mean, Samsung is more into natural colors. It's not as vibrant as TCL is. Definitely TCL looks better to the human eye, but Samsung gives you more natural colors. I mean, you can see the shades of the brown, the green, the different colors in the eyes. So definitely, the sharpness is good as well, the natural colors are good. Now here is a picture of a landscape. I mean, definitely multiple color forest on here, a darker forest on the right. Definitely more natural colors on the Samsung compared to the TCL. Definitely that's more vibrant, but still, Samsung does make the best screens in the entire world. Here is a picture for reference. Amazing quality. This TV does not disappoint. Now let's go ahead and test out the sound for both the TVs and see which one gives you a better cinematic experience. You're hearing me talk on the TCL TV, and this is how it sounds like. Now obviously TCL is known for its speakers. It always tries to go ahead, put the best speakers in their televisions. So let me know in the comments if this is sounding better or this sounds better. Because now you're hearing me speak on the Samsung television. So if this sounds better, do let me know in the comments what your opinion is. And also, while you're there, go ahead and subscribe. Now, even though the TCL became the winner of this video, still we need to remember that Samsung was the older model that we were using here. We do need to give Samsung credit here that globally, Samsung does make the best screens in the entire world, may that be phones, televisions. I mean, LG comes close, but those are other brands, but Samsung makes the best screens in my opinion globally. I mean, yes, if buying a Samsung, a QLED for Samsung, it's definitely going to be more costly than TCL. TCL is better value for money, but Samsung televisions are amazing, and by no means I mean to say TCL was better. They're both good brands, doing good, and we'll be bringing more comparison videos like this. Please subscribe, and until then, I'll see you in the next.